What up? What up? What up? What up? Welcome, 2024. We made it, y'all. It's upon us. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Funk from the Front Seat, right here on 9 on the Grind TV. Shooting live in North Kakalaki, somewhere out in the universe of space and time. We want to thank everybody for an amazing year last year, and we're going to make this year even bigger and better. Got a lot of special things we're going to try to be making work and put in and implicate as quick as we can. My producer, Mr. Mark Lee, and I are grateful. It's hard to believe May coming up, we'll be going into our fifth year. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco años. Yes. So that's a beautiful thing. Who would have thought, Who would have thought, man? You never know what the creator has in store for you, man. Big shout out to all the fans out there that support the show. We're going to be shouting you guys out. Of course, today, our very special guest, musical legend, genius. He picked up where the general handed him the torch, chairman of the board, Mr. Ken Knox, and also one of the other lead singers, Mr. Thomas Hunter, is going to be joining us in a little bit, about 12:25 or so. They're going to be coming in, beaming in, from the chairman of the board, flying carpet minibus that I see going all over the United States and all around the world, doing what they do, that R&B soul thing, man. This brother, he's a huge mentor of mine. I call him my big brother, man. I love Ken Knox from the bottom of my heart, and the whole chairman of the board family, his beautiful sister, and everybody, his wife, and all the people connected with that organization. Is a top-notch class musical production organization, and their shows are phenomenal. If you ever want to go out and see the executives and see them back up this amazing group of people up front, y'all need to go, because I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. I've seen, at least 4 or 5 of their shows down here. And man, oh man, every time I walk away, with a special feeling. So he's coming up. We're going to be doing that. We're also going to get into a little bit about, what we need to focus on as spiritual beings and human beings down here on this planet. I want to definitely mention that a little bit, So we're going to have a variety today, but it's going to be good. But our main special guest today, y'all give it up. He's going to be coming on a little bit, and he's just going to chop it up about, the chairman of the board family and what they into and what they're doing. I know they recently got inducted into the UK Hall of Fame as well. I believe, 2 years ago, 2021, something like that. So, and he's also a member and a curator and a person that helps run the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame. And that's something I bet y'all didn't know that we even have down here. And I've been turning a lot of people onto it. They're like, yo, I didn't even know we had that. And I was like, see, put your phone down once in a while, actually get out and walk around North Carolina and look at some of these buildings and see what they are. I think that's one of the main issues why everybody's missing so much, is because we're paying too much attention to this two-dimensional thing that we constantly got to have with us. I personally do Zero Dark Mondays, and I suggest everybody start doing that and just stay away from social media on Monday. But that's a whole nother thing, for another show at another time. Big shout out to my guy, Leroy Cooper. I'm going to see you down here later, so I know you're watching this, so we'll get together. I'm sorry I can't do no music right now. I'm not in the studio, but, we'll get together for sure. I have you leave me some stuff and drop me some tracks, and I work with it as we go. So I know I'm gonna see you about 5-6 o'clock later on today. What else we got going on? Oh yeah. There's some little tiny thing, some little small micro fraction of a funk family Funketeers Ball weekend number 2 New Year's Eve thing happened, in Lynchburg, and I was grateful to be a part of that. The New Funk Avengers and Tony and Jackie Cam, of course, their production behind, the whole weekend was absolutely amazing and off the charts, as they always throw it out there. And all the Funk family came down, and all the nice people that were there, all the beautiful Funketeers that I met, took pictures with, had photos with, had breakfast and lunch with, and stuff like that. The whole weekend was a big bang shebang, and I loved it. And now they talk about doing something in Florida soon, so y'all stay tuned for that. Also, Tony just dropped a new song, so go look on his webpage and you can check that out. We're going to be bumping that next week. But be that as it may, let me take off my sunglasses so I can see what they ain't looking at and get into it a little bit before my guy comes on and we start chopping it up, because I want you guys to see my eyes. Okay. All right. Football playoffs are getting ready to start. Now listen, America, don't go crazy. If your team ain't in it, it ain't in it. It ain't nobody's fault. It ain't the rest. It ain't this. Of course, we know football has its fixes in. We all know that. We all know how that works. It's about the gambling. It's about that money. It's about the fantasy. It's about the Swifties and the Kansas City Swifties, as I call them now. So it's about all of that. And it's cool. You know, it's what America is. It's a corporate melting pot of how much money we can squeeze out from every single little thing, no matter what. If there's no money there, we're going to figure out a way to squeeze money out of it. And that's where, you know, our greed has taken over. Now, before we get started, I want to shout out New York, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. I got to shout out Delaware, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. I got to shout out Minneapolis, D.C., of course, the Triangle, New Jersey. You heard? Thank you for sending me that sweet message, Don. I love you for that. I appreciate it, man. You know, I want to shout out Chicago. I want to shout out the 313 Detroit, my guy Gabe. I love you up there, bro. You know, sending you prayers and every good thing like that. P-Funk Radio, Keith Jackson. I love you guys. So shouting out the Midwest, going down to Green Bay, Wisconsin. I know I got a few fans over there that be hitting me up, and, you know, I appreciate you guys over there, man. Texas, New Orleans, Georgia, you know, I got you. Oklahoma, I got you. You know, California, West Coast, Nevada, Washington, Oregon State, I got you. Hawaii, I got you. North and South Dakota, Utah, you know, good friend of mine in Cali, you know, she's from Utah, so I love you, Ashley. I know you and your dad going to be on the show, and we're going to be talking about some of these strange things that iHeartRadio is talking about, and we're going to combine our show and do something with that, so I can't wait for that, Ashley. I want to shout out everybody in Hawaii. Samoans always doing the Humpty Hump, the Humpty Hump. My favorite line of all time. I love it, man. Tokyo, Ongyang say, yo, I love you guys over there. Japan, Germany, what's up? Carmen, love you. Tanny Soul Sister, love you. Hit me up. I hope you still play my music over there. DJ Coccolino in Italy, thank you for playing the music. Elizabeth in Ireland, thank you. I know it's 12 o'clock at night over there now. I love you guys. Thank you so much. In France, you know, the New Funk Radio over there doing their thing. You know, people in Africa, Dubai. Definitely, I got a few people over there that always hit me up and watch. You guys watch the show at 12 o'clock at night, and I appreciate that because it's daytime over there, I believe. You know, we're still dealing with this war in the Ukraine. You know, people in Russia and you know, Alaska and you know, the South Pole and the North Pole, and, you know, all the people that are forgotten about, you know, all my El Salvadorians, Dominicans, all my Mexicans, you know, all the people in Peru, Pumapunco, you know, all the people that are around the world trying to be light workers, you know, in Spain, you know, and all these little islands and, you know, all the places around the world where I think this signal can reach. I want to try to send you some love and positivity, because that's what I'm about. And Brenda, it was nice talking to you, man. I love that conversation we had. And a special big shout out to my big brother and sister, Bootsy and Patty Collins. Love you guys. You guys always support what I do, and I really appreciate that, man. Your spirit is amazing, and funk, not fight. We're going to bring that down here to the Carolinas this summer. That's definitely going to happen. So, you know, we're working on that as well. So I love you guys and all my Club Funketeers, man. You guys keep doing that amazing work out there, you know, because that's what we're down here for. That's our task. That's what we're supposed to do, you know. I had some things that I was thinking about over the weekend. I had a chance to, we got about 10 more minutes before Ken Knox pops on, but I wrote down some things that, you know, everybody got their resolutions and everybody got the things that they say we want to try to do better and all this other stuff. And it's great to have all that stuff, you know, and just not falling prey or feeling like you fell short because you might not be able to reach some of these things. But it's always good to start fresh, start anew. Even though technically the new year doesn't start until the 10th, but, you know, it's being at peace, though, is a phrase that we often throw around. Oh, I'm going to be at peace. I'm going to try to be at peace. I'm at peace, you know. But really what it comes down to is this. Being at peace is not allowing toxicity into your life at all. If it's there, walk away. If you got to deal with it, try to deal with it and then put it to bed and let it go. And then you will, slowly but surely elevate to another level of being at peace. Big shout out to Texas too, George DeFuncovici, my guy Ken Frank, way upstate New York. I forget y'all, man. But yeah, being at peace, it's like that toxicity thing, man. That's what disturbs your inner peace. And if you don't have inner peace, you can never fully achieve outer peace. There's all types of ways to do it. People do it through their creativity. Some people walk, some people pray, some people meditate, chant, whatever your thing is to find that inner peace. That's the most important thing in 2024, because if you are not at peace, you can't really move completely forward in life the way you really truly want to. And it's not through drugs. It's not going to be through any relationships. It's not going to be through any of that. It has to start here. P-Funk said that a long time ago. The kingdom of heaven, comes from within. That was said by the Egyptians. That was said by every single philosopher. That was said by everybody who was anybody that actually knew what they wanted to betray to people about the true meaning of heaven and where it is and where people think it is. And, it might not be this physical place. It might be something completely different. It might be something where, we all go back to this one ball of energy, and that's the ultimate. It could be in our minds, many different things. But the thing is, that's where you're going to find your inner peace. You have to try to strive and reach for that. That's the most important thing, I think. At least for me, one of the things that I wrote down is to just remove all toxic stuff out of my life. And as that moves away, you'll find that when problems arise or issues come up, I don't want to say problems, but issues, you'll be able to handle them a lot more peacefully and not have your energy drawn into something that you might not necessarily wanted it drawn into. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that me personally, I'm going to try to work on. And I know I'll achieve that because, every year you get older, you get wiser, you grow with wisdom. I've been fortunate enough now, God spare me, I'll be 66 coming up soon. So when I was thinking about that the other day and laughing about it with Kev, and we was talking about stuff on the phone, this and that, and I talked to people about being a gatekeeper, it is all about having some wisdom. If you live that long and you ain't got no wisdom, I don't know what you've been doing down here. So a lot of the issues that are going to be coming up and popping up over the next year, just prepare yourself for them, and remove yourself out of situations where there's negativity, because Chrissy Key Rollins, one of my favorite guests, and she'll be back on it sometime this year, always says, this is the planet where chaos happens, So you have to appreciate the sun, and then you have to appreciate the moon. You have to appreciate the rain in order to appreciate the good weather. You have to appreciate, the cold weather in order to appreciate the hot weather. It's all one special thing, because we all come from the power of the one, as Big Brother Bootsy would always say. Try to align yourself with like-minded thinking individuals is another thing. If you have goals and you have, dreams and things that you want to do and things like that, you can't align yourself with people that aren't doing the same thing, don't have the same mindset, don't have the same goals, that are in and out, popping in and out, and not 100% committed. You cannot allow yourself to align with those people. You have to be 100% committed to do whatever it is that you think you want to do out there. And you have to make sure that you try to disalign or get away from people that don't see your vision and your dreams. It's as simple as that. Like, why wait? There is no more waiting. We are in 2024. So whatever it is that you want to do out there, this is the year to most definitely put that into action. There's so many beautiful spirits out there, so many beautiful people doing some really awesome things. So when you are focusing on something you want to do and get done, and you have other people that's a distraction and not really down with you, then you're basically wasting time that you don't really have anymore. Because time is of the essence. Tomorrow is not promised to any of us. When our numbers call, whatever's going to be left down here that we did is what's going to be left down here that we did. So you can either try to have a more, I guess, positive impact on the planet, on the people around you, on the people that you love and care about, regardless of what they do to you, or you can just remain stagnant and say, okay, you know what? I'm just going to let things be as they are and ride them out as they are. And that may work for some people. I'm not knocking anybody's hustle, anybody's grind. We all have our different paths that we're set on, tasks that we were set by the universe to do. So, I'm not knocking anybody's thing. I'm just saying, whatever your thing is, try to align yourself with other people that are doing that thing, because it'll bounce fresh ideas into your brain. You'll pick up different energy. You'll feel a different way about it. And it'll make you feel better about what it is that you guys want to do inside, because you'll see other people doing the same thing. Like, oh, no, obviously I'm aligned with the funk community. That makes me feel beautiful inside. I know when I'm with my funk tribe, everything is beautiful. I'd rather be with my funk tribe 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year if I could, because we all think alike. We all dress alike. We all have the same mindset about peace, love, and harmony. So, we got about, I think 5 minutes before Ken's going to jump on. That's just a couple of things that I was thinking about because, they always say start with the man in the mirror. So you have to look at yourself, Now, focus is going to be the key, to get things done. You have to stay focused. You have to make sure that your mind is clear. So, when you are contemplating a task to do and you are thinking, okay, how are you going to formulate it? How are you going to put it together? Once that's done, you may have to make adjustments along the way. As new data comes in, you always have to make adjustments. That's part of this journey. So new data may come in for some people, like, okay, I got to switch. I got to pivot. Young people call it pivot. I call it new data. Same shit. So when you pivot or have new data come in, you might need to readjust something that you're doing, but that doesn't mean you stop, you quit, you put it to the side or put it in back of you. That simply means that you just tinker with it and keep it moving while you're tinkering with it. It's always a way to get things done, no matter what. If you want to get something done, you actually can get it done. And that's factual, because again, it starts here. Kingdom of heaven is inside. That's where the peace and happiness comes from. We're all part of the same energy. So it is our experience down here that gives us this knowledge to teach us how to move on to the next level. That's all it's about. This is a learning experience that's set up for us to learn how to love, because we came here to learn how to love, to experience love. Perhaps where some of us were from, we never had any love. So you have to come through this particular portal and land here in this energy spot where the Creator wants you to learn how to love. It's not to learn how to fight. It's not to be caught up in the matrix. It's not to be caught up in the advertisements out there. It's not to be caught up in all the BS that sucks you in, the poisonous food, the toxic energy, the bullshit politics, the lesser of two evils, illusions of choice about who's going to do what for this and that and the third. It all starts with yourself, and if we all just, pull together a little bit as a team, they can do whatever they want, that 1%, because they're going to do it anyway. We can't stop it. All we can do is pull together as a team and help ourselves, and work together and not be toxic and evil and mean towards each other, and not, play the pity card role and the pity party and all this other stuff. We all got things we've been through. So as we grow, that's part of the life's experience is growth. So I just got those couple of words of wisdom to drop onto you. I feel now as a gatekeeper, 65, I can drop a few pearls on some people that might need to hear them, and then we keep it moving like that. I'm going to check the studio and see if Mr. Ken Knox and Mr. Thomas Hunter popped in while you guys are out there. I appreciate you guys, man. You guys are amazing. Stay active on the chat line. Hit me back when you can. And, I usually try to get back to everybody. They didn't pop in yet. I'm waiting on my producer. I don't know what Mr. Mark Lee is doing back there, but I was going to have him pop on. Hey, Mark, you back there? What you doing?
Back here? I was listening to you dropping all that wisdom and everything. He said he's 65 and he's a sage now. So he is a sage.
Yes, seasoned. I had plenty of time over the last weekend to write down some things that I wanted to open this show up with because I felt it was important. Personal experiences and things like that. But I always feel like, now we're going into season 5. And, I want to drop a little wisdom on people at the top of the show now, I think people need it.
Dropping that wisdom, you were dropping some serious wisdom. I'm going like he's talking about not letting those toxic people in your life because, sometimes they are in your work environments, in your home environments, and sometimes you don't have any choice but to deal with them. But you can put them at a distance. And what's that old saying? You can keep them at a stick level away and everything, even if they are part of your own circle and all along those lines. But definitely I was hearing that and I was going like, yep, that's something that a lot of folks have to go through, whether they're in the entertainment game, the business game, or a number of other games as well. So it's definitely something that I think in 2024 more people will be paying attention to, making sure that they are in those common circles and those circles of folks that are on the same page that they are. And all along those lines. So
you can get more done. You're absolutely right, because you do that. All the people that you roll with, that you're like-minded, you think alike. So you can get much more done that way. It's much less stressful on the brain, and it's better for your overall health.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you got health issues, you do not need to be around anything that's going to make you feel some kind of way or force a different kind of vibe on you that might not necessarily be something you want to be a part of. We all have choices, you know what I'm saying? And this year, I started this a couple of years ago. Obviously, you know this, but my thing is like, okay, I'm just going to walk. I have legs. I can actually move away from something, if I don't want to be in it. Same with, it's basically the same like on the phone. I tell young people, listen, if something's bothering you, just cut it off.
Right.
Turn it off, that to me is a thing that I don't know why people don't understand that. You have a button. All you have to do is just not look at something.
That off button is a very powerful button, like you said, and everything. But sometimes people get in those spaces, those toxic spaces, as you like to call them, and everything, and for whatever reasons they want to wallow in it. And sometimes I'm going like, if you already recognize that the snake is a snake, then you might want to avoid the snake. And what's that old saying about a leopard can't change its spots? So if you see that it's a lot of toxic environment, or if it's overly toxic, then like you said, you can always choose to not be in those groups if they're Facebook groups, or you can choose not to be in those rooms if there are different kinds of rooms and everything. So you can definitely, like you said, we can always make that exit as well. So you can find a way to have an exit strategy. Even in relationships, as I know that we both know, if the relationship isn't going, then sometimes you got to have a exit strategy. And sometimes the person may not even like the exit strategy, but it will give you peace of mind if it is causing turmoil and all along those lines.
Yeah, it's weird because I was reading something in 2016 from Dolores Cannon, and she mentioned 2024 was going to be a year of change, a year of just a different kind of vibe going on. And Sadhguru speaks of this as well, with a lot of people appearing to be mentally ill when they're really just struggling with the earth's energy and don't know how to navigate it. Do we got Ken and them in yet?
Ken and them are not in yet. I'm trying to figure out, because I was looking for that number, and I know he called you, but they are not in the house yet. So, and I've not heard from them, and I know he called you earlier, so hopefully they're.
Yeah, we're gonna check while y'all are out there watching. We appreciate you guys, man. I'm gonna hit him back up too and just make sure he's all right. But I know he's got the link and everything, so we're gonna hit him up right now.
He'll get in here when he can get in here, and all along those lines. I know Ken's always got amazing conversation to add to our dialogue and all along those lines.
Yo, I just want to hear about his summertime. His summertime tour.
Same here. I want to hear about the summer and all the things he was doing and everything. I heard you talking about football, and I know I've got a friend that is a Raven fan, so he's all excited because his Ravens are going to be
there he is,
number
right
one seed. And
I was up there, man. There he was right there. I was up there when they was doing that. Let's get Ken in. Bring him in. Stay on for a second, Mom, so you can say hi.
Yeah.
What's up, big brother?
What's up, y'all?
What's up, Mark? Man.
Hey, what's up? You doing all right?
Looking good, man. You looking good, man.
Number 9.
Yeah, man. I was just giving you a text, and we're gonna wait on Thomas for a minute. But for my audience, welcome. You know, my big brother, lead singer, chairman of the board, the founder for 40 years, taking the baton from General Johnson, Mr. Ken Knox. You know, is in the house with us today. There was no better way. What's up, Dr. B? No better way to start off the new year with you being on the show, man. So thank you. I appreciate
that. I've been all right, man. As most people say, we've been on hiatus.
Yeah.
We did our last show December 15th.
Okay.
But I tell you, it feels good because now we get a chance to rest up.
Yeah.
And I don't know where Thomas is.
Yeah, he'll be along. We got it covered because I know you limited for time today. So, Mark, I get back with you on the back end, man. I just want you to say hi.
I'm gonna bounce off and everything. Let y'all have y'all's.
All right, Mark.
Yeah. So, we did the same thing. I stopped October. I went out with the Funk All Stars over New Year's, but I shut it down for 2 months just for my mental health. I'm tired.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, just to grain the music, the playing, and this, to that. So,
right.
People that don't originally know you, where are you from?
Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
From the Motor City.
Motor City, the Motor Booty Affair.
The Motor Booty Affair, absolutely. And you know what? They may have recorded that up in United Sound in Detroit.
Yes, I believe so. You were back there then with that, right? That whole crew, United Sound, and you were up knee deep in that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say knee deep, but we were in there. Chairman of the board, we would go in and record some tracks. And then there was a producer out of New Jersey who needed some horns. And we had 4 horns back in the day. And then so the producer came in and said, hey, would y'all, back then, if you're in the studio, you lend a hand.
Right.
So, and this guy, he produced people like, let me see, Johnny Taylor.
Okay.
But he didn't do that one because, I forgot who did that one. But anyway, a lot of hits came out of United Sound.
Yeah. I know Detroit was the hot spot, man, and for you, and you came in 40 years ago, but the original.
Actually,
brothers,
you know what? 50 years ago.
50.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
1973.
Wow.
Yes.
Half a century, bro. I didn't even. I'm sorry, I shorted you 10 years.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like it's been 50 years, but 50 years. 1973, 2000, 23. Ain't that 50?
20, 23, 73, 83, 93, 13, 23. I think it's 40.
What?
I think. Don't go by me. I'm not a mathematician.
All right. Well,
wait. Yeah, it could be 50. It could be 50.
Yeah, I think it is.
My mind is mush, bro. But I was going to say, when you came through 50 years ago, Mr. Johnson, Danny Woods, Harrison Kennedy, and Eddie Curtis, they were the original brothers, correct?
Absolutely. When I came through, actually his name is Eddie Custis. Eddie Custis had left. Harrison Kennedy was still there, but he left a few months over when General said, hey, it's time for you to move up. And I was like, oh my God, seriously? Yeah, so man, I was hooked from him. But yeah, Harrison, I still talk to him today. He's a blues artist over in Canada.
Okay.
And,
okay. It seems
Huh?
like everybody seems to be gravitating towards other areas of the world when it comes to this music. I know you guys were recently inducted into the Soul Music Hall of Fame over in the UK, Mr. David
Yeah.
Nathan, the ambassador of soul.
Yeah, David Nathan.
Tell me about that.
We've got let me see. Actually, Shelley Clark from the Honeycomb, they had been inducted maybe a year earlier, and she said, Ken, I think David Nathan's going to induct chairman of the board into the Soul Music Hall of Fame. I said, all right, cool. I got an email from David saying that we were inducted as, let me see, four fathers of soul music or something to that effect.
Right.
And at the time we were up against, I think, man, it was like 4 or 5 different artists, even Gladys Knight, 4 or 5 different artists, and hey, we came out of it.
Y'all deserve that, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Everything that you guys touched turned to gold. The writing, of course, General wrote that song.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Tell me the impact that song had on you, because it had a profound effect on me.
Man, the thing about Patches is the fact that everybody can almost identify with that, especially coming from the South. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Growing up in the fields and all that stuff. General's a very prolific writer, as you see. And he wrote that one day traveling, he saw the field hands out there working and stuff. And that's how the whole song came about.
Yes.
And as you know, Clarence Carter had a million seller from it. And then we also recorded it, and we also do it in our live show.
Yeah. I know that song, you could feel it even as a kid, me hearing it on the radio, little transistor, it made me cry. I'm serious. Man. Especially when, at the end, he was moaning in such a way to where I was like, oh my God, this guy Patches, he's catching hell.
Every time General would do it, man, the audience are crying, just like
they have to. They
have to cry. He's putting all this emotion into it, and it's just a great song. In fact, he won a Grammy for that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know. We followed you, and I've been watching a lot of your stuff, man. And you're a huge inspiration. The executives, of course, you guys are a huge inspiration to people like myself. When we see you guys out there on tour, you guys are just crushing it, constantly crushing it. You sent us a song, Mr. Mark Lee. You still back there, brother? I know you dropped out for a minute, but if you get a chance, could you cue up that song for us, please? That video, thank you. But man, every time I see you guys, your energy level is through the roof. It's like you do 2 shows. One night I saw you did 1 show, and then he's like, no, we're going to do another show. And it was like 5 minutes in between. I was like, what?
I know, hey, but we enjoyed seeing you and having you sit behind the set when you come through.
Well,
man.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's always fun, man. So what do you got new that you guys are working on? What's coming out for 2024?
Man, we got an album. I got some songs, or we have some songs for like 3 producers from the UK. And then myself and Thomas and the executives, we're working on some songs, and but we're excited, man, because we hadn't had any new music in a while. The last thing we did was the song that Mark's going to pull up, and I can tell you about that once it plays or whatever.
Okay. Yo, Mark, could you hit that song for us, please, sir? Thank you, Mr. Lee, back there. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, my guy is here. What up, big dog?
What up?
Hey, how's it going?
Boy,
I'm all right,
you came
man.
in right the nigga time. See,
Mr.
Yeah,
Thomas Hunter,
Man, if I have to jump
welcome
through
to
one
Funk
more
from the
hoop
Front
to try to
Seat,
get,
man. Honor to have you.
thanks for
what
having me.
you say, Thomas?
I said one more hoop to jump through to get on. And I would have
Hey,
been.
listen, I had a problem too.
Yeah.
You know, the weather is crazy. It's pouring over here. I don't know where y'all are at, but you know, projected ice and craziness down here in Durham and Raleigh. So
It's the same.
It's overcast, and I've got to get out in it.
man, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know you ain't got much time. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about that video that we were just watching.
So you know, I'm singing the first verse. Thomas is singing the second verse, and former member Brandon Stevens is singing all the high stuff. And then we come back at the end. But the song was written by my friend Ray Parker Jr.
Yeah,
He's from Detroit, and he had there was a project here in a DJ who was on his way to leaving this earth, right? His son got together all the man's favorite songs. They chose us. They sent 5 songs to us. We went through it, looked at it, and we figured, hey, Jack and Jill, there's 3 voices. I know Ray, so I think this is perfect for us, right, Thomas?
That's right. It was the perfect song for us to do.
Right. And so when we finished it, I sent it to Ray. I said, well, Ray, what you think? He said, man, it gets my vote. He said, Ken, y'all did a wonderful job on that. So yeah, I was telling, we've got new music coming out, and Thomas has written some, I've written some, and a couple of producers, 3 producers from the UK. And everybody's hungry for it,
Yeah, they should be. I know, Mr. Hunter Thomas, you have on the Unforgettable Moments, right? You wrote something like that? Yeah.
About that.
Yo, this is my
job. I don't even know about that. What's Unforgettable Moments?
This is my job. This is what I do.
Okay.
I see. And you're doing it well.
Well, I appreciate
it.
Like I told Ken, you guys are my big brothers and mentors, man. I just long to be on the stage with you one day, just to even do anything, man. Is because I feel that respect factor, that y'all show me, and then I'm able to just return that love, man. And that's special. That's why I always say y'all my COB family.
Yeah, well, you got a great vibe. You're pushing. You're pushing your way, and I know you haven't really accepted what you're doing as much as you would like, but hey, man, it's coming.
Yeah,
you're looking at 2 of them right now. It's coming.
I know. That's why y'all my constant inspiration, man. So Thomas, I'd ask Ken, but I'm gonna ask you, man, what y'all got hot that's coming up for 2024? Besides the new music, what y'all gonna be doing? Where y'all gonna be playing at and stuff?
We're going to be doing a lot of different venues. Our calendar actually is a lot of great, exciting from in the United States and in the UK. So you just have to stay tuned.
Yeah. Well, you guys out there watching can follow at the bottom, chairmanoftheboard.com.
Right.
But we're booked to go on our first cruise.
Okay.
See, Thomas cruise every other week. And see, we had to wait till he get back home off this cruise. But it's a possibility we'll be doing our first cruise in October. And we've been slated for 2025 to either do the Disco Cruise or the Soul Train Cruise or another cruise.
Yeah. It's good that they're bringing that stuff back because we need that. There's one going in Miami about this funk thing that everybody talk about in April or May. But it's a hotel cruise thing, whatever. But like you said, these things are important to keep this stuff alive, to push it to
Right.
new places. You guys do it very, very well, man. I definitely appreciate you, man.
Thank
Any
All right.
because I know y'all got to split it like at the 45 mark. Any last words? I'm gonna give you guys the full screen, man, and just go ahead and chop it up for a minute and let our audience know, that I'm telling my audience, you guys that are watching this show, if you do not see this hot act this summer, you will be losing out, man. Right now, Mr. Ken Knox and
Hello?
I think we froze.
I think
Hello?
something
Hello?
I was gonna give you guys the full screen for the last word.
Oh,
That's what I always do at the end of my show. I always give my guests the full screen. Say what you want. Vibe
Go ahead,
how
Tom.
you want to vibe. All right, go ahead. You on?
no, Thomas is a philosopher. Go ahead.
I wish I were the philosopher. The only thing that I can say is be sure to stay tuned to the chairman of the board. We have a lot of exciting music coming out, and we have a lot of exciting things that we're going to be playing, and we'll be coming to
Yeah.
near.
Yeah, and I want to say thank you to the fans who continue to support us through ups and downs. You know, the whole common factor is great music and a great performance. And I think two out of three ain't bad.
You're right.
Well, I think y'all got all 3, 4, 5, 10 to 20 from I see you personally. So y'all come on kicking that ass,
Oh,
and
but
when
wait a minute,
y'all
wait a minute.
leave, y'all be kicking
Wait a
that
minute.
ass.
Hold on.
That's what's up. That's
Detroit
what's up.
Lions.
Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. Y'all are in there.
Yeah, we in there.
The
I'm-
D.
I wore this for you.
Yo, I love it. I love it. I love it. And we got robbed because they gave that to Dallas. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
They just got
man.
robbed the other day.
Yeah, man.
We're going to make some noise. The D going to make some noise this year. Yo, man,
Oh, yeah,
for my
absolutely.
audience, again, follow us on Funk from the Front Seat, and then you can always go back and watch this show. I'm going to rewind it again today at 6 o'clock and then tonight at 12 o'clock for my people overseas. Mr. Ken Knox, extraordinaire human being. Thomas Hunter, my guys, chairman of the board. Thank you for popping on. I appreciate you, man. Much love, and I'll see you soon.
All right, man. We
All
up.
right. Take care, man. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Stay safe. Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mark Lee, how you doing back there, bro?
I'm doing good. Y'all over there messing with my Vikings. I saw Ken Knox back there and that Detroit Lions stuff and everything you were saying about them, because y'all know I'm a Vikings fan and they've been having me suffer this year and everything along those lines.
Hey,
but that's
dude,
it's all right.
I can't see. I only see the top of your head to begin with.
Okay.
So readjust your camera.
Yeah,
Now,
readjust the camera.
You over here whining about being a Vikings fan. Bruh, I'm a Jet fan. Okay? Die hard Jets. All right? Jets in the season, Jets. You know what I'm saying? So you have no idea of the pain that I'm dealing with. The Vikings are a Super Bowl team compared to my team. So at least you win games. Okay.
We do win some games. I think we're 7-9 or something like that, and we have a outside chance. I mean, a very outside chance, because we gotta have a whole lot of luck, a whole lot of things break our way, including beating Detroit in the last game.
Oh, you still in it? You still in it?
We have about this much chance of getting in there, but we are still not mathematically eliminated. We have to beat Detroit and then hope a bunch of other teams lose their games as well. So we got about that much chance. But it's still, anything is possible, and all along those lines.
Well, yeah, I got to tell you, man, my season this year has been miserable. But while we're hanging out, chill. Thank you for joining in, Dr. Brooks. Thank you. JTRPP Funk Radio. Gabe Gonzalez, I love you, bro. Larry Funkster Jones, of course, his show. Patty and Bootsy and all the Club Funketeers around the world. We're going to be having our girl Cheryl coming on soon, and she's going to be guest hosting some shows, HD Entertainment and K&N Jams. And also Robin Circular P and all the people on the Robin Circular P thread. I hope y'all are watching this show, because Tony Cam demanded that I be on the thread, and I'm on the thread, and I'm on the thread. So thank you for that. Of course, Tony Cam Funk All Stars, Nappyhead Funk Army, and Nappyhead Funk Army 2.0. Oak City Music Collective down here. Diego, love you guys. The Haas Entertainment Corporation. We're going to be combining and conveying and doing some stuff with you guys. Afterglow 92416, Q&A Entertainment. I love you. Otis, give me a call, man. I got to talk to you. You're my consigliere, so I need that. Brooke Clagett, my funk angel. I missed you at New Year's Eve. Patricia Dioria, Curtis Wilcox, which I'm going to have on soon, and we're going to be getting into some extra paranormal conversations, you could say. And George the Funk Da Vinci, thank you for all your beautiful artwork. Dr. Brookenstein, taking care of the website, chronicling the Nappy Funk Army over the years. DJ Cocolino in Ireland, Robin Circle of P, I mentioned before. Of course, Elizabetta, of course, New Funk Radio, David Webb, Funk Chronicles, Variant, Promicon. No, David Webb, Club, the Funk Hall of Fame up in Detroit, Dayton, Ohio, and Funk Exhibition Center. Chronicles all of funk, and my OGs, the Nappy Funk Army. We will become members of that tribe, and we're so grateful to David, and that's going to happen sometime in March or April. And it's a blessing to have been, chosen to have our picture hung up in there and our music in there, and I'm going to give them a hat. And, so that's going to be like the maddest, coolest thing that's ever happened in my funk career. So shout out to all my OGs, and we come down south here, Nappy Funk Army 2.0. We're going to be opening at the Poorhouse, April 24th. So make sure y'all are there, be square. Oak City Music Collective, they pushing us or whatever, and y'all make sure, because we're going to be coming at you hard. Playing our new music, Funk Chronicon variant that you've never heard for the first time. But Mark, your thoughts on, and thank you, your thoughts on Ken Knox, the chairman of the board.
Oh, Ken Knox and chairman of the board. I always enjoy seeing them. I've seen them perform several times. They always give a great show. I've got friends that go regularly. My good friend Ray Pascal, actually, I think even sold them some merchandise.
Ray's watching right now, right?
Yeah.
What up, dude?
Yeah, and he sold him some merchandise back in the time that he was working at Merchants, I think is the name of the clothing store in Greensboro, and he's definitely been involved in a lot of other things and has known Ken for a while. As a matter of fact, I think he might have been the first one that turned me on to Ken as a friend, and then of course I turned you on as a friend and everything.
Yeah.
But he's definitely known him for a while and all along those lines and everything. But yeah, every time I've seen a show and I need to get out to one, hoping to get to one in 2024, they always give you a fantastic show, and they are truly amazing individuals, whether it's a veteran like Ken Knox or whether it's some of the newer blood, and all in that way. But it is a truly great performance, and if you haven't seen one, like you said, you definitely need to go and check them out, because they always give a great performance. There's that whole notion of Southern soul, which some people put in that blues category or even beach music. But I just say, like you say, that what we're looking for is a good music, because music is what heals the soul, no matter what type of music it is, and all along those lines. So, and they definitely have some healing.
And let me tell you something. The executives, them boys ain't no joke. They kick ass. Wherever they go, they leave a trail of ass behind them. They open up kicking ass and they close kicking ass. And that's one thing I love about them. See, I don't like these mush-mosh bands that come up. Yeah, they can perform, but they ain't really leaving no evidence that they kick somebody's ass. Yeah, Dr. B, we're gonna be at the Poorhouse April 24th, that Friday night. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We bringing it hard, bro. We're bringing it hard. But yeah, man, when chairman of the board opens up, all you know is like, okay, be prepared to get my ass kicked. And that's one thing I respect, because they still have that hungry mentality about what it is that they want to play and how they want to play it and how they want to do it. And they also bring a newness to each one of their shows, because their mindset, like you just heard him say, they're making new music. So they have a mindset of, hey, we're just going to keep it moving.
Well, they're always winning new audiences. I mean, if you think about it, chairman of the board, I think that there are people that I know that have literally said that chairman of the board performed at, college engagements when they were in college or at their weddings, and now they are doing the weddings, and in some cases the college graduations of some of those folks' sons and daughters, and in some cases maybe even their grandsons and granddaughters. Because like Chairman said, he's been in the game for some 50 odd years and all along those lines. So definitely they have impacted multiple generations, and that is something that not everybody can say. I mean, that I know some of members of the funk community, like definitely Parliament and Funkadelic and others. And I even had mentioned to you that one of the members of the funk community is also being inducted into that Hall of Fame, the Soul Hall of Fame, very soon, that being Cameo. But it's not many groups out there that can say that they have impacted multiple generations. But Chairman of the Board is definitely one of those that has done that. They've impacted multiple generations.
Yeah, I agree. And I like the fact that their shows are always interactive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they go out to the audience and, you know, they pull people on stage and, you know, it's very, very interactive. And their shows are safe because everybody is there for peace, you know, and you can sit on the lawn or whatever. I've seen them in shows like that. And they constantly absorb that energy of love, and then they push it back out to the people.
No, I got a question for you, Zach. And if Ken is here, I would have asked him the same question and everything. But do you think sometimes that it's that ability to still relate to young people as well as still be able to reach there and have an understanding of them that is what is able to keep people like not just Ken at Chairman of the Board, but even though I think this is his last year of touring, you know, one of the people that I love in the blues community is Buddy Guy and all along those lines. And if you look at people like that and George Clinton, you will see that they are still very young at heart, even if they are in their 80s or their 70s, or even folks like us that are now in our 60s. So do you think that being able to have that connection to the young people and also still be active, even both mentally and physically, is what keeps a lot of people young at heart?
I definitely do. And I agree with you on all those artists. And, you know, you see Lakeside out there still. You see all, you know, people, Chaka Khan, this and that. But I liken it to, that's why Michael Jordan won championships, but he still went to play for the Washington, you know, Wizards.
Right.
Because the hunger, the love, when you love something, you're going to try to do it. Like, to look at Tiger Woods,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he's still limping around the golf course. You know, when you have a love and a passion, you cannot not do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's why Boosie's doing all these things, because, you know, and Patty, and when you have a love of something, and whatever it is in life, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Your spirit will not be, you know, resting. Now, when it comes to all of those icons that you just mentioned, I believe that sometimes, you know, they may be stretching it a little far, but that's not for me to say. I definitely have my stop date. I told you that the other day. You know, I'll be announcing that next year. I have a stop date planned where I'm not going to be jumping around on stage anymore. That day is fastly approaching too, you know. But I'm gonna put that out on a separate post. But yeah, because sometimes, you know, you're doing it, but it could be for economic reasons. Mm-hmm. It could be for you're trying to help grow the youngins coming up in your thing, and show them, okay, this is how you do this is how you do that. Now it's your legacy. Or it simply could be for the love of it. There's a lot of different reasons, but I do think overall, if you love doing something, it will make your life better. Therefore, the young at heart thing will naturally happen because you're organically feeling better. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely hear what you mean and everything. And like I've told you before, and I'll definitely mention it again, I think that if you got a passion for something, then you will definitely do it for as long as you can do it. And you may change the focus. So you may not be a performer. You may become more of a songwriter or something along those lines. But as I was just having a conversation yesterday, as I had caught up with him finally and everything with my dad, and as I told you before, he is a fairly well-known artist here in the area, and I asked him what he was doing, and he was literally getting ready to make some prints to give to somebody that they will then sell them. So he was literally getting some prints prepared to get to a client. I believe he said in the Greensboro or some other place like that. But he's also got some shows coming up in the year 2024 and all along those lines. So I think that if you've got a passion for something, you will wind up doing it for as long as you are able to do it, because Dad will actually be turning 84 this coming in June and everything. So he's going to hit the big 84 and is still very active in his artwork and all along those lines. So I think if you got a passion for something, you will definitely be doing it and all along those lines. I don't know about your own children. You know, I don't have any, but I just found out recently, and this might be something that your audience might be interested in, and maybe you've got some advice for them, but I found out from my younger brother what my nephews are now wanting to do for careers. And I was actually interested in one of them, and the other one kind of surprised. Well, actually, they both surprised me. I found out that the oldest one, because they will be 15 and 16 in August of this year and everything. But the oldest one wants to be an architect. So he's going to try to pursue the architect field. And the youngest one has been told to me by my younger brother, he either wants to be a lawyer or a biologist. And like I said before on your show, his great-grandfather, the biology building, is named after him at Central. So that makes sense. I don't know that we have any lawyers in the family, but I do know that my younger brother works.
Well, it's in their DNA then. If somebody was already doing that, it's just passed down to them. But I wanted to give a quick shout out to my wardrobe consultant.
Please.
So thank you, C. Love you. But yeah, if it's in their DNA, you know, it's passed down to them. Somebody in the family was probably brilliant if he got a wing named after him at the college. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was obviously very, very high intelligence.
Yeah, grandfather was definitely that. He definitely had some high intelligence. And like I said, the biology didn't surprise me. The law surprised me at first, but then I realized that my younger brother works with at-risk youth, and he's probably dealing with a lot of lawyers. So he probably had that conversation with my brother. And I know my brother and me have some friends that are in the legal field. So like I said, the lawyer one surprised me. And actually, I was surprised somewhat by my oldest one wanted to be an architect, but hey, he likes to build things, and sometimes it's what you like to do. If you want to build something, then that might be what you decide to go into.
Yeah. And for everybody out there watching, thank you for the comments on the thread. We appreciate it, man. You guys are amazing. Thank you for joining the show. We're going to be doing some shorts and some clips coming up soon as I can get the time, or Mark gets time to actually cut them up. Because his time is like, I need to be on a 36-hour Centurion day, like Star Trek or something, man, because there's just not enough hours in the day sometimes to get things done. But you guys, man, we're going to be going into our 5th year. So, we're going to try to keep it exciting, keep it popping. I'm going to try to get out and do some out and about, some stuff like that. And so we can see the town because the weather will be a little bit warmer and all that good stuff. What you saying, Mark?
No, speaking of that 5th year, because like you said, we've been doing this for a while and everything. I didn't know if you had any teasers that you wanted to give people about who they might be expecting this year, in the sense of the type of artist or the type of people, maybe not by name, but maybe the type, because I know we've had some great musicians. We've also had an amazing sportscaster that you've interviewed a couple of times. And as a matter of fact, we've had a couple of sportscasters, because we've also had the local one as well. And of course, we've had, like you mentioned earlier, some of those people in the wellness field and all along those lines. So, and since we've been doing this great conversation that you do regularly every Saturday, are there any ideas of what people can expect in the new year from us, as you are the leader of this ship?
Yeah, well, I can tell you there's definitely going to be some things. You keep saying along those lines, and somebody is having a ball off that, just so you know.
I know.
So I just got a text. I ain't going to say who, but somebody that's watching the show is literally having a very cool moment of laughter. And as long as we can do that, that's what it's about.
That's what it's all about.
But then it's your new go-to now, It used to be last year, things of that nature. So it's along those lines. Yes. I love that. That's very, very cool. But getting back to your teasers, I just got a text from Mian, and she sent me this a few days ago. But there's somebody that I definitely want to have on the show, and it's the son of the Temptations, Paul Williams, right? One of the original cast, and his son now does the show, the review. So I'm going to have him on at some point. So y'all stay tuned for that. Of course, Nancy Marie, Kevin Harrington will be on, Tony Campbell will be on. Of course, the great, amazing Linda Scheider will definitely be popping in, making an appearance. Donna Sneed, of course, Benevolent Funk, going to get her on. Otis Hawk, we're going to get that whole crew next exit back on.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can talk to Joe and see what he's doing, see if he wants to pop on. Joe Keys in the Late Bloomer Band, and of course Gabe Gonzalez. We're gonna get him in the middle of the summer. One of my main mentors that y'all will definitely want to meet, Mr. Howard Beeman. I talked to him. He now lives in Philly, so he's the guy that taught me about music from the time I was like 6 years old. He lives in Philly, and him and I have reconnected, so I'm going to have him on the show. We're going to have Jeff Roberson on the show. And Jeff Roberson, his gospel thing songs is blowing up. I'm supposed to go to Africa with him, I think, coming up soon. Do some ministry stuff over there. But yeah, so, besides that, Reese and K-Mac, one of them is supposed to come on. They promised me he was. So I'll let Mark set that up. You can set that date up. Of course, Christy Rollins. Of course, Jen Vanderputten. I love you, Jen. We got heaven on our side for that. I know your dad just transitioned, so we love you, man. I'm sorry. So it's going to be a plethora of funk musicians, artists. We ain't gonna really no need to do the political thing because everybody already knows what that is. And that goes back to what I said at the top of the show. That toxic energy ain't gonna be none of that. It's not even worth it because what's the point? Yeah, we'll mention it. Yeah, we might have a subject here or there about it. But other than that, it ain't going to mean a doggone thing because we still all got to get out here and grind. And, of course, you're going to be hearing some new music from the Nappy Head Funk Army.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're going into the Funk Hall of Fame, exhibition center up in Detroit. So, up in Ohio. My bad. I got Detroit on the brain. My bad. But yeah, we're going to be going into that. So that's pretty cool for my OGs, who put that time in and stuff like that. And, 2.0, we'll do what we do down here, make it happen. Oh, something new with Tony Cam and the new Funk Avengers. He said some type of tours in the works. So that's cool. Funk Promicon variant, Flag on the Funk just got added to New Funk Radio. So that's cool. And so we're on the grind. That's it. What you got?
You're always on the grind and everything. I'm imagining that you'll probably be continuing to teach some of the new people like you've been doing with Tony up there in Virginia and doing some of the stuff in that realm as well. So I imagine that will be continuing because that looks like that's been going well for both you and Tony and others involved. So I imagine that will continue also. That's education of the next generation of funk musicians there in Virginia, but also hopefully spreading it around the world. Now, I've had some people ask me something and I don't know the answer to. So I'm going to ask you now since I've got you on the air on your show and all of the things. People are asking me, is Zach actually going to go to Ohio to get the award? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know whether there'll actually be an award ceremony that you actually go to that will be
now here's what it's going to be. It's more of I'm dedicating a collage of us to there. But the honor part is being honored. That is the actual ceremony. Yes. And yes, I will be personally going there, bringing it, right, with whoever else can make it, to present it to David Webb and his beautiful staff and Exhibition Center and Funk Hall of Fame. And in turn, those photos and that video will be captured and then I can show it to other people. But it's not like this big thing where there's people there, this and that. It doesn't kind of work like that. You just go there, you have the picture, whatever. You may take a little quick tour, take some photos, photo op, this and that, and you present. I'm giving them my yellow hat, which I have to get back from Courtney. But I'm giving them my yellow hat. I'll sign it, that as well as the collage and that membership or being a member of that, hanging next to Cameo, Bootsy, George Clinton, Boogie Munson, Gary Scheider, you name it, Lakeside, the Isley Brothers, Chaka Khan, Whitney Houston, everybody everybody that's a funk artist that has ever been a true funk soldier is in there. And for us to have the opportunity to be part of that, like the song says, "Fly on the Wall in the Hall of Funk," that speaks for itself.
No,
That
speaks for
song was
itself.
prophecy way back then.
You prophesized it way back then, and sometimes we prophesize things before they happen and everything. And I know one thing that you have always been excited about and continue to be excited about, and rightfully so. And you mentioned it earlier, and I know that relationship is continuing to blossom, as well is this honor of being a executive, not just a member, but an executive of the Club Funketeers, and all along those lines. So you are actually one of the leaders of the Club Funketeers, and definitely, I know that you tell me that Patty is a fan of mine, and not just that person that probably was talking junk about me, and I imagine that was Tony Cam and all along those lines and everything, but it could have been somebody else as well, but it could have been one of the others that listens to me regularly and hears some of these catchphrases. But definitely, I do know that it is a honor that you are very proud of, and that those of us associated with you are proud of as well, and that you have this beautiful friendship with both Patty and Bootsy Collins, who of course are the people behind that whole organization, and of course our Bootsy being a funk pioneer, but also his wife being a pioneer as well. And I'm glad that you have put them into my circle of friends, and I definitely am glad that I've had the pleasure of meeting them a few times and everything, but that's all because of my friendship with you. And as you like to tell me, I am now I guess a de facto member of these Hall of Fames and other awards that you get, because I'm part of the team and all along those lines.
You are. You are,
and
thank you for that. That's very kind of you, because being a Club Funketeer ambassador, vice president, I do understand my mindset and how it has to be, constantly elevated, to set the best example that I can. I'm not perfect by no means, but I do represent something that is only one of in the world. There's only one Club Funketeer vice president. So believe me, it's profound, but I think about it in terms of that, because the Club Funketeers is around the world,
right?
And they chose me to be the vice president. That's like some amazing shit, So again, that's the honor, and I just want to try to give it everything I can and be glorious and just keep spreading the funk, keeping it alive, man. You yourself, I don't know how many shows you doing this year or producing, but bruh, let me tell you something. I have not seen you catch your breath other than when you went for your family for the holiday. I have not seen you catch your breath. So tell me some of your new shows that you're doing.
Well, I'm still doing the online dinner party. It's been truly amazing, and everything that, of course, is on that network that you used to be affiliated with and everything. But we're still doing that show, and I've had some amazing guests. I've actually got, ironically, I think he'll be coming on this month. If you remember the old show of Carol Burnett, if you remember Harvey Gorman, I've actually got Harvey Gorman's son who'll be coming on.
You got Harvey Gorman?
Not Harvey Gorman, but I've got his son that'll be coming on, sharing some of his legacy and all along those lines. So Christopher Gorman will be coming on to share what it was like to grow up in that environment and everything along those lines. Last year, I had the pleasure of talking to the amazing Greskin, from Johnny Carson, and there have been some other great authors and others. So that is the main show that I love doing. And of course, I produce others, like you said, shows, and one of them is the lady that was the background vocalist for Gerald Levert and lives here in North Carolina, that being Coco McMillan, and she's had some great guests on her show like Melba Moore and some other people. So I produce that show, and then I produce some other shows for the network, but including their news show, and then I'm doing some things outside of the network, like I did a conference with social workers last year, and I'm hoping that they will reach out to me again to do it in 2024. But they definitely enjoyed my behind the scenes work on that and everything. And there might even be of all things, a erotic writer that my cousin is trying to hook me up with. So we'll see if that comes on as a guest as well. So there's a number of shows that I am either producing or involved with. You, like you said, it is probably close to roughly between, because there's something else about every day, because there's a show literally on Sunday that deals with bullying, which we know is an important issue and everything, and that's done by a young lady out of Kansas and her son, who is a musician out of Memphis, Tennessee. So I've been trying to get the two of y'all connected as well, because some of his music is definitely funk influence, and I'll have to send you the tapes and you'll hear how it's definitely got some funk influences, and he and his band are trying to travel as more musicians are getting out. But both of them had been impacted by bullying in their life, so they're trying to get people out of that toxic environment and present it in a more positive light as to how to get positivity out of even some negative situations as well. And then there's a group of ladies that do a show around Latin America that I produce on Sundays as well. And of course, there's shows around chess and a number of other things, including things that aren't even in my wheelhouse, but they're fun to learn about, like a show around investment and other things. Because I'm going like, I remember chess back in the day, and I do still will occasionally play an online version, but unlike you, I have not had enough investments, and at the early age of the early 60s, probably need to look at more investments. So I'm glad to hear some of my friends talk about that and all along those lines. So definitely there's a number of shows that I am involved with. And as you know, the world has opened back up, which means that the two other primary things that I do, which is working as measurement, that will kick back in, I think in later this month or early part of February. And then of course, Hey Ty has got stuff that is taking place regularly now that the world has reopened, unless something happens, which we know is always a possibility, and things relapse. But hopefully there will not be a relapse, and the world can continue to open up, which means that outside festivals, inside venues, and a number of other things can take place. As a matter of fact, I'm looking forward to a concert in February at a venue that we both know because somebody we know does an open mic over there. But they've got Marsha Ball coming to the Blue Note Grill. If anybody knows blues music, Marsha Ball is one of those legendary women that has been doing it for a long time as well. So I might have to make it there the day after Valentine's Day. But there's a lot of, I'm just glad to see the venues opening back up.
Yeah, if you're a musician, artist, singer, whatever you're doing out there this year, go for it, because the world is going to need us more than ever. No because doubt. There's so much darkness out there. When people go to venues to hear music and jump around and dance, that takes away a little bit of that darkness, even if it's only for a few hours that may have to deal with. So if you're a musician, man, go out and make music. That's what you're supposed to do. Go out and perform and be and live and, absorb yourself into the universal spirit of, okay, the power of the one, as an artist, we're all the same thing. So, I implore, even in my band, I'm telling people all the time, listen, man, go make your music, go play, record your stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you can record everything else, but you can play everything else, but record your thoughts. Right. You don't need to re-record, so much. Now, if you're doing a remake, chairman of the board obviously already established. So they're already singing their own stuff for years, you know what I'm saying? And then, you can go ahead and do somebody else's thing. But you should also try to incorporate what you do in that, as well as record your own original shit. I think that is so important. I think a lot of young rappers and hip hoppers, you guys are doing this stuff out there, and some of it's good, but most of it is not feeding the soul of anybody. It's not touching people, So try to dig down deep and look for something good, and put that out, as opposed to something negative or something that's going to make people dance or laugh or something. Right. Those things are important because the world needs that right now. That's why we're all here. That's our job on the chessboard, is just to do those things, just to keep balance, in this crazy world. When I'm performing,
definitely got to keep balance. But one thing that Ken said that I had actually forgot about and everything, which was quite interesting and everything, is that sometimes even when you write a song, the person that wrote the song isn't always the one that gets the greatest riches out of it. Because as you know, I am a blues fan, and I literally remember when Clarence Carter came to the Blues Festival, when we had a Bull Durham Blues Festival, and that song Patches, which was a number one song for Clarence Carter, was one of the songs that people were expecting, and people forget that was actually a general and a chairman of the board song that was written, but it was actually Clarence that got the notoriety or the recognition for it in terms of a performance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but see, everybody did know the General Johnson wrote it, though, because
right.
He was a well-known writer in the circles. Right. But you're right. People obviously thought that it was his song. And see, I guess the collaboration is what made it work.
Right.
So, and both of those cats were icons. They didn't really need, oh, I got this, I got that. I think they were both happy with the results, because sometimes you can write a song and it's not for you, and then you give it away. Like, believe it or not, on my Zachariah Cloud9 CD, right? Revolution, Spiritual Purpose, and Crying for the World were written by Jeff Roberson.
Oh, wow.
They were his. And then I tinkered with it while he was writing it. I would, help him put stuff in it. But he wrote those, and then he gave them to me. Right. And then I was able to do what I did with it. But yeah, man. But and of course, Kevin Harrington and John Willis and Andy and Cherie got in the mix. And then Revolution was like, bang. But yeah, so you're right. Because he wrote those songs, but he liked them, but he never liked them. And I loved him. I said, yo, because I heard it when he was writing it like a little different. And I was like always in that funk thing. So I was like, yo, if I ever get them songs, I'm going to funk them shits up, right? And sure enough. And of course, I changed the words, this and that. But you're right, man. Clarence Carter and that song, Patches, that song used to literally make me cry, bro.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
It was so deep and it was so soulful. And you could literally feel this guy with the patches in his pants, and his father dying and, moaning. And what a song, man. My goodness, what a song. Totally. I was so happy that Ken could make it on. I was honored, obviously, you have had his show and done stuff with him, but I was honored the first time I met him, man. So thank you for that introduction. Appreciate
no problem. Glad to do that. It was a great honor to let you see this amazing man, and y'all have had this wonderful friendship that has now gone on for a few years and all along those lines. So like I said, I was glad that Ray was able to connect me to him, and then I was able to connect you to him. So sometimes that's what life is about, is connecting the dots and putting people, like-minded people together. As you know, that's one of the skill sets that I have and everything. So I'm just glad that we have people that are living their purpose, to borrow one of your favorite song titles and everything.
Yeah. Like David Brooks, Cloud9, there's a spiritual purpose for everyone in the world. And it really, really is. That's why we all connect. Thank you, Dr. B. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves, thank you, Christy. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves of what's important. I think that as we grow and learn, like Earth, Wind, and Fire said, yearn and learn is what we do. So we're going to yearn and we're going to learn. Going back to their remake of Jack and Jill.
That was an amazing song.
Yeah, it just, I'm going to go back to the top of these comments so you guys can check them out as we go through and finish this show up. But, going back to Jack and Jill, when that song came out, Ray Parker Jr. And Radio. Now, he was on tour when I saw him do that with Bootsy Collins.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they were funky. Radio, they did their thing. They came out or whatever. And, I was happy to be part of that experience and see them because I had knew Frankie Kashwadi. And then I was able to go backstage and, say hello and meet Radio and stand to the side like I always do and just admire their work or whatever. But they were really, really good, man. And when he had such a smooth way of singing and playing, just the way he presented that song. And it was a simple phrase, Jack and Jill went up the hill.
Not only that, but you notice one of the things, because, I am very much a visual person, and one of the things that I really enjoyed about that particular video was that it was very global in nature. We noticed the kind of couples that were in the song. I think that they must have taped or gotten a video from somebody that was in the Asian market, because there was definitely some Asian parts of the video that was going on as well. But it definitely was showing the global nature and the global appeal, both of Chairman of the Board, but also of that song as well. So definitely it was a very global oriented video that they created for that song. And of course there was clips of Ken within that and everything, but that's one of the things that caught my attention was the high quality of that particular video.
Oh well, yeah, it was always going to be that, because of course that they're that's what they do. And I was watching it from a point of view of like just people in love, and staying in love, and loving each other in such a way that if one is not right, then the other's not right, and then that'll be the end of it. Of course, Jack snuck down the hill because, the word Jill wasn't doing what she was supposed to do, but, it works both ways. But, and for them to be able to still perform that and sing that, and give it, and Ray Parker, of course, when Ken sent it to him, say, yo, man, that's a go. That shit is dope, man. It don't get no better than that. I was throwing up a lot of these comments, thank you for staying active, Christy. Thank you for staying active, Dr. Brooke. Y'all go back. And Mark, we're going to run the show again at 6 and at 12 tonight. Okay. For all the people watching Funk from the Front Seat, I want to thank you guys on behalf of my producer, Mr. Mark Lee, and everything that he does. We appreciate you guys out there.
Yeah, definitely.
We love you guys out there. So, we just want you to know we're going to be here for you. Please just never try to take your life or hurt yourself. We love you. We need you on this planet. Please know that you got friends that you can call. Please try to stay looking up, shoulder square, positive feeling about yourself. Please try to always be kind to other people. It's very, very important. When we're not kind to other people, we're not being kind to ourselves, So let's try to have a different mindset this time around, and let's just make the world a better place, because that's what we're supposed to do. Whatever your passion is, follow your passion. Always, always, always follow your passion. That's the only thing that will make your spirit 100% happy and whole. And continue to elevate. Continue to read. Try to drop some knowledge in your head every day that you don't know. Stuff that you never heard before. Learn a different language. Try to explore every aspect and cell in your body that is your DNA makeup, and try to expand each and every one individually. And I guarantee you, as Sadhguru says, you will grow. I guarantee you will mentally grow. You will learn lessons. You will see the world in a light that you've never seen it before. It will open up. I'm telling you, my third eye I'm telling you, I'm living proof of that right now. So I want you guys to know, whatever we do out there, whatever is coming, let's just look at it, smile at it, learn from it. And as Honey B would say, I love you, B, let's keep it moving. Mark, what you got for me?
No, that's about it. Definitely some great conversation. Like you said before, we got to make sure that we are staying away from that toxic energy, and definitely that should be the year of 2024. I also heard somebody say a great quote, and it's kind of a catchy one, 2024, the year of more. So I'm actually going to borrow that one as well, because I like it, because it definitely rhymes, and it sounds like it could definitely work in all along those lines. So definitely, I think that will be a great idea and everything in that space. And like you said, we are seeing the creative community definitely going out there and spreading the positive energy. And I'm looking forward to more of that taking place in 2024, both from, of course, the Nappy Head Funk Army, as well as other people that are like-minded, that are doing amazing things as well. You earlier talked about Diego, and I know he's doing some great things with Oak City Music Collective, and there are some other people that are doing some amazing things as well. I got to find out from Captain when we're going to do another Road to the Apollo tour, because we did one at the end of last year in a city that was outside of Greensboro, the town of Reedsville, and I know that there might be some other ones being negotiated as well, but that is always a fun activity that I enjoy doing, and hearing some of the new challenges coming up, as well as some old talent that is out there as well. So looking forward to seeing where that goes. And I understand that NASCAR might have taped our last show, so I just got to figure out when NASCAR is going to actually put it on the NASCAR network. And if they do, I'll let you know and let the other folks here know as well, so that we can keep that going and everything. But definitely just trying to do my part, whatever little part I can, to bring the positivity, because I had said several years back that I felt the creative community was going to be a key player in this new energy and in this new dimension that is being created and all along those lines. I think that is very much true. And whether it was the groups that you've been a part of, I actually need to reach back out to the Funky Eye Puppet and see what they're doing for 2024. But there are all kinds of folks that are doing amazing things, and I think that 2024 will see even more dynamic growth by folks that are of various generations. I don't think it's a one generation thing. I think it is a multiple generation thing, and I think that we are seeing changing times and folks that are growing in their development, both spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, and all the other ways that we can grow as individuals. So that's something that I think we're going to see even more of in 2024. That's what I'm expecting to see.
You're right about that.
But one thing
Right about that.
When we close out the show, I was thinking that maybe, and I'll just throw it out to you and all along those lines, maybe we should actually do a remix of that Jack and Jill song, because it was a great video, and if that's okay with you, I'm thinking that might be the video to close out with, and all along those lines, unless you want to go with Power of One or something.
And I think you're right. So peace, love, and harmony. We're going to run the beginning and run it back to the end, because everything wins in the end. The tail wins, and the tail ain't nothing but a long booty. A booty ain't nothing but a butt. So you guys hang out for a minute. Mark's going to run this video. I'm going to turn off one of my favorite songs, Aura, and we added that to the show. We're going to be doing some different things like that. You'll be hearing some stuff drop in, because this is about the funk. Now, one thing, please, YouTube, don't ding me, because I have permission to run Ken Knox's song. Okay, well, please, I love YouTube. I love StreamYard. Thank you for these beautiful platforms. Facebook, I love you. However many we on, 21, I don't know. But all the platforms, I love all you guys. But please don't dig me on this, because I swear to God, the guy was just on the show, and he said play the video. So I'll play it again. Okay, so his permission is visually there. You know, I have it, and we're not monetizing anything, man. So I love you guys. I'll see you next week. We got a special coming on again next week. And like I said, y'all stay tuned, man. We're going to have a really great season. Take it away, Mark.
No problem.